There we are. Ah, I decided to record it because I'm hoping that people find it useful and they'll gain from it. So I want people to fall in love with sleep. I want people to please, please, please prioritize sleep. We spend about a third of our life sleeping, and if we can get the most of sleep, we can enhance our well-being. And I like reading Waitress magazine. I'm going to let Jane Herson in. I like reading Waitress magazine because um, it's got lots and lots of good things. But one of the articles it had was sleep was one of the cheapest ways to enhance our well-being. I like that. So when we fall in love with sleep and rest and relaxation, we can function better during the day. So most people may not know this. I have a psychology degree. I have PGCE in adult work and working with adults and helping them to train and learn. I have a 25-year career in IT, and then I founded my wellbeing company because I wanted to be at home at 3:30 with my boys. I formulated lots of different products. I help people relax. I do hand and foot massage, and I inspire people. And I try to, if I don't know anything, I research it and send them the information. Like the other day, someone asked me about coconut oil and how you can use it as a cancer survivor. So I went to do lots of research and I sent them the information. So yeah, I like finding out stuff. And I've had loads of people tell me how helpful I am, including a lavender spray, a lavender bag I make, which helps Paul's daughter concentrate during her exams. Yes. So I really like helping people. That's one of the reasons I did this sleep clinic, because I want to help people sleep, rest and relax. So another thing is I make this sleep spray, which usually is a lavender one that people buy off me, and they find that it's very strong and calming and helps them sleep. And they can put it on their pillow or they can put it in the air. It helps them rest. Sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night and they use it as well. And this lady called Liz, she really likes it, and she says it helps her sleep, especially when she has a busy day the next day. She puts it on her pillowcases before bed, and it smells heavenly to her. And another lady called Hilary, her teenage son was having problems sleeping, so she used the lavender spray on him, and he slept from about 11 to 9 o'clock in the morning and was like a different person, thank goodness. So I've got lots of testimonies in my company website, naturalfragrancecompany.uk.co.uk. And I've got that in the chat as well. I've got the company address in the chat. So what I wanted to talk about is what we should do to have a good sleep routine, because a person last week said, let's cover it, and I'm covering it. And hopefully if they can't make it, I can make this video available to them. Right, so what we do is we complete our work. So sometimes, quite often, I work from home. So I usually try and finish work by about 6. But at the moment, it's a bit more difficult because I've got Christmas fairs coming up. But usually I complete my work, finish my eating. So I try and eat my 5 a day. And then I finish drinking because I try and drink at least 7 cups of liquid every day. And then I do a brain dump. So I write down all the things that is in my brain so I know it's on paper. So it could be things to do, things to accomplish. I just do a big brain dump before I do my bedtime routine. So I finish my work, finish my eating, finish drinking, and I usually try and stop drinking 2 hours before I go to sleep. So I usually sleep myself, not everyone. You choose a bedtime that works for you. I usually choose between 11:30 and 12:30, but latest 12:30 and 11:30. Hopefully, if I can make it, that's good. But otherwise, because I try to be flexible, because things can happen. Someone might phone me up and say, do something, and I have to do it. And then I thought, oh no, I have to go to bed at 12:30. But I don't wake up usually before 8. So I try to manage it that way. So I get at least 7.5 hours sleep most nights. And then if I'm tired, I have a nap for 20 minutes or an hour and a half because I manage it. Then I do a brain dump. So all the things I'm doing is that to make sure that I'm drawing the day to a close. Then I have a nice routine, which could look something like this, but you can amend it to be able to be something. I've got 5 points to, but it's something that works for you and works for me, works for us. So it helps promote better sleep, signal our body, wind down, and we dim the lights. So I try and have dim lights if I can, but I live with some people who like bright lights. So the bright lights in the corner but quite a lot of the time I don't put the light on in different places. So I know it's night because it's like you're signaling to your brain it's nighttime and we're trying to go to sleep for at least 7 hours. So we turn off light if you can, so that we dim the lights. One of the people I know, she can't sleep very well, but she always makes sure that she dims the light about 7 o'clock, and it's kind of calming environment. And then I usually make sure that I plug my phone in another room, and then I try not to watch television um, for at least an hour before I go to bed. I do slow calming activities. I try and breathe deeply. I try and do things that like I'm not rushing all the time. And what we want to do is don't want to do any vigorous exercising. We can do gentle stretching and no vigorous exercises at least an hour before we go to bed because we want to make sure our hormones, stress hormones, are less. So that's one of the things we want to do. And then we want to wash. So we want to take a warm bath or shower or cleanse ourselves. I usually brush my teeth a lot before I go to bed because I find that really good. I cleansing my teeth, I cleanse my face. I put moisturizers on once I've cleansed my face and my hands and my feet. I make sure that you know, my body cools down. I promote feelings of relaxation. I put a nice smell on my pillow. Usually, I know it's a bit contentious, but the smells I like on my pillow, like orange or mandarin. I don't like lavender on my pillow. Some people do. Most people, a lot of people like lavender on my pillow, but I don't. Choose what you like on your pillow that signals you that, because I like something uplifting. If I put lavender on my pillow, I think I might have cut myself or something. Because when I cut myself, I put lavender on my hand to calm myself and to promote healing. So whatever you like, put on your pillow or in your bedroom. And I make sure my bed is like soft. I make my bed. I make sure I put things next to my bed, like my eye mask, I put next to my bed so that when I go into bed, I've got it there and I put it on. Anything that you think that is going to kind of help you to sleep and rest and relax. Some people put a book next to their pillow, and then when they go into bed, they read, and then when they're really falling asleep, they put the light off, and then they fall asleep. So things that help you to kind of signal that your body is ready for rest, at least 7 hours, hopefully 7 to 8 hours sleep. And then mindfulness. One of the things people can, so there's a lady I know, she runs a massage, not massage, a mindfulness school. That's a mindfulness school. And she said that it's a good idea to maybe sit down somewhere quiet and and imagine that you have a candle in front of you. Don't if you don't have it, don't. And then just do some deep breathing for a minute. She thinks a minute would be good, and focus on your breath and let go of any tension. So one of the things I say to people is what you could do is to sense all your body and then relax and then fall into that relaxation and try and calm your mind, reduce stress. Because some people tell me, oh, they rush. I think, oh no, it's 11 o'clock. And then they quickly, and then go to sleep. And then they're like, oh, wake up in the middle of the night, rather than like the calming routine to enable them to hopefully sleep, for 7 hours or not as long as they need to rest and relax and function well during the day. Another thing we can do with our sleep routine is try and, make sure that I make sure the window's open, make sure that, there's no clutters next to my bed. So if I need to wake up to do something in the other room, if I remember I need to do something, I don't have anything that I stumble over. I make sure that, um, as I said, the bedroom's really comfortable. I make sure I have soft, kind of velvety bedding. I make sure sometimes some people put white noise machine, or some people I make sure I have this really old phone and all it does is play Audible, and it plays. I've been listening to Sherlock Holmes because it helps me to fall asleep. So I make sure that I've got the environment ready for me to sleep, rest, and relax. Everything is kind of calm. I've made the bed. It's just really nice. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's time for me to kind of sleep. And then I tried, as I said, try and have a consistent schedule. So my schedule is usually between 12 and 8 in the morning are the times that I try to stay in bed. And if I can't sleep, I relax. And then I tell my brain that if you relax, so at the moment, I've got a lot on my mind. I lost one of my deep close relatives passed away. So I've got that on my mind and I'm really grieving them. So I know that sometimes I wake up in the mid, like last night, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm crying because I miss them. But I tell my brain, please rest because now I might not be, you know, awake to talk to you. So I tell my brain, if you rest by squeezing and then relaxing and then deep breathing, I can at least have rested, even if I did fall asleep, thankfully. But I woke up in the middle of the night and I did cry because I'm missing my dear, dear, dear relative. So, things like that happen. You can't, it's out of your control. It's out of our control. So what we're doing is that we establish a good routine to enable us to sleep, rest, relax, so that our body will recognize it's bedtime and it's kind of something that because quite often now I'll open my eyes around up just before my alarm goes off. Not always, but I'm finding I'm doing that more and more. And then my alarm goes off. Well, I've got two alarms. And my alarms go off. And another thing I do during my bedtime routine is I check that my alarms are on so that my brain knows that I won't oversleep because I've got two alarms and they're really loud and they will wake me up. Yeah, so I'm hoping that it's quite useful for us to be able to develop our own tailor-made bedtime routine to signal that we are actually going to sleep and rest and relax. And then hopefully we can come back and tell each other and support each other to sleep, rest, and relax. So if I do a quick recap, so I said, most of us work or we do things, or we may be carers, or we do things that, during the day. So we complete that. We complete our nutrition. So we've had our 3 meals a day or whatever, and we've had our drinks. We're hydrated. So we haven't got any. So because one of the things that people tell me they do is that they're so busy during the day that when they get home, they have to keep drink so that they get hydrated, which is fine. But it's best to try not to when we're going to bed, try not to drink anything just before we go to bed. Hopefully. And then they say you should have a hot drink. So you can do, but try and do it maybe an hour before you go to bed so that we can empty our bladder and then be ready to sleep for at least hopefully 7 hours. We do a brain dump, write everything down, and then we, unplug the lights, take a warm bath or shower, cleanse our bodies, relax, do any moisturizing, mindfulness, deep breathing before bed. Um, you know, let go of any tension, notice any tension, make sure our bed is nice, made, uncluttered, our bedroom is peaceful. If you've got your earphones, make sure they're near there. Also, try and sleep and wake at the same time. I know it's hard because some of us do shift work, but if we do, what we could do is because my husband used to work nights, 7 nights on, 7 nights off. But when he did work nights, he'll do things like he'll make sure all the curtains are closed. We had dark curtains. He'll make sure you have his ear earplugs so that he can listen to things. He'll make sure the bed's made. He'll make sure that so you do things to try and just before you go to bed, whatever time you're going to bed, you do things to enable you to signal to your brain that is bedtime. Yeah, so I hope so. I'm gonna have a look at the uh yeah, so I'm gonna have a look at the chat soon. And then you can come back next Tuesday, we're here. I've got my stress to rest and I help people bespoke one-to-one. You can consider it ordering from the website. I'm happy to do an education slot. And if you want me to talk about something else, I can, because sleep is such a massive topic. I can send free sleep tips. I want to encourage all of us, including me, to look after our wellness and carry on good habits. And then one of the things we need to look for is that if we're too tired during the day and we can't function during the day, we need more of an intervention. I've done a summary and a recap, and we'll think about what small steps we can take to improve our sleep. And I want to invite suggestions. So I'm trying to think what small steps I can take. I think one of the things I'm finding useful is to start maybe thinking about things as soon as I wake up. So as soon as I wake up, I started thinking about what I'm going to wear. Is that ready? Because I try to be really comfortable when I've got my night dress, which I find really useful, and then like a shirt to wear over it. So when I wake up in the morning, I try and think about. So that sometimes when I'm doing my bedtime routine, I think, what am I going to wear? Where is it? Is it dry? Is it this? So as soon as I wake up, I think, should I be hanging it up to dry? Or so that's what one of the things I'm finding useful in the morning, to think about what I'm going to do to help me sleep better later on. So I hope that's useful. I'm just going to stop the share and then look at the chat. Thank you for listening. Right, so uh right, you can learn something new every day. So true. Oh, thank you. Ah, that's so kind. Thank you, Nat. Sorry for my loss. Oh, thank you. I'm going to make sure I don't start crying. Right, so Ryan, thank you. Last week I was having early nights. As I had a big concert with my choir on Friday in Tunbridge Wells. That sounds fantastic. I travelled up by train and planned my journey a few months ago to see what time train to catch and change. I didn't have, oh no, I should stop the chair, shouldn't I? I'm going to stop recording so that people can listen and watch this later on, because it's really good that we've got this wonderful share, and then I'll respond to it, which may not be everyone's cup of tea. So thank you for listening. I'll respond to the chat.